I walk by faith, not by sight. Trusting His ways will lead me right. God has a plan for me, a future filled with hope and peace. I walk by faith, not by sight. Trusting His way will lead me right. God has a plan for me, a future filled with hope and peace. I walk by faith, not by sight. Trusting His way will lead me right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mamprugu, good evening. Good evening to you, Satim Irudima. And of course, good evening to all our cherished viewers and listeners. This is yours truly, Dubia Mbawuni Bakutuma na Atabia II. Lord, you are our strength, you are our truth, you are our power, and you are our wisdom. May we dwell upon you and your glory and love and rebuild Boku. May we learn, remember, and trust your word, truth, peace, and nonviolence, and follow your ways all of our days. Lord, you go on ahead and prepare the way for us. May we obey you with confidence, faith, and truth. You make a way for us where there seemed no way. May we remain faithful to you and never lack wisdom, shelter, good health, and daily bread. May generations after us build upon the foundation our forefathers laid for the construction of Boku, Binduri, Sinibaga, Wirikambo, Teshi, and Tanga. All of these, including Pusga, the land of Nagbewa and his son, the Nayiri of Mamprugu. May I, your humble servant, trust you always. God has a plan for me, a future filled with hope and peace. I walk with faith, not by sight, trusting His ways will lead me right. My dear brothers and sisters, the spirit is down on me. It has nothing to do with tonight's program. Let me put it that way. It has nothing to do with tonight's program, but I'm just elevated. I'm in a different world, my dear brothers and sisters. All right, thank you so very much for joining me live tonight to talk about matters arising from Binduri, the Binduri district. My dear brothers and sisters, the Binduri district is part of Beku traditional area. The Binduri district is part of Boku traditional area. Boku has always been in the news. We have talked a lot about Boku. But Boku is a younger sister to Binduri. Boku is a younger sister to Sinibaga. But why is it that we always talk about Boku? It is very simple and it is very obvious. All of you know that it is because of conflict, and the conflict is as a result of chieftaincy dispute, and the chieftaincy dispute is as a result of a Kusasi trying to claim what belongs to a Mamprusis in 1957. That is the genesis of it. For almost 40 years, the news has always been about Boku. The discussion locally and nationally has always been Boku, 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 Boku. So why Binduri? Why Binduri? All right. Before we go into a little bit of history to put the discussion into context, let's find out why Binduri. Let's find out why Binduri, ladies and gentlemen. And the Binduri District Chief Executive will give us the answer. It will help us understand why we are discussing Binduri tonight and why Binduri is gradually getting notoriety like Boku.
In terms of security and the population, almost 95% are into agriculture, but because of the security issues there, a whole lot of challenges, and we are working on it, even though still we are facing a whole lot of challenge in terms of the security for now.
If you say you are working on it, what do you?
All right, so let's pause there for a minute. At least you've heard it from the horse's own mouth. He is the district chief executive for the Binduri district. And why are we discussing Binduri? The answer is very simple. It's because of security issues. It's because of conflict. What brought about the insecurity issues in Binduri? Or you could reverse it. What brought about security issues in Binduri? Again, the answer is very simple. Just like the Kusasis triggered chieftaincy dispute in Boku in 1957, followed by violent conflict in 1981, 82, 83, all the way to this year. It is the before I continue. Good. I think service is back. Yes. So as I was saying, Binduri, just as Boku, where the Kusasis started chieftaincy dispute in 1957 and started armed conflict, violent conflict in Boku in 1981, 82, 83, all the way to today. over 40 years. It is the same way that the Kusasi have exported the armed conflict, the violent conflict in Boku to Binduri. Now you will ask, why Binduri? Why will the Kusasis want to export, or what is the reason behind the exportation of violent conflict from Boku by the Kusasis to Binduri? What is there in Binduri? Is there a chieftaincy dispute? What is it? The answer, again, is also very simple. It is because Binduri is a Mamprusi settlement. Nayoko is a Mamprusi settlement and other settlement areas. Technically, there is a chieftaincy dispute in Binduri because whoever is in Binduri today, parading himself as chief of Binduri, is not a legitimate chief because he was not enskined or has not been enskined by either Nashirga, who is in control of the Boku traditional area through the authority of the Nayiri, or that person has not been enskined directly by the Nayiri himself, as it used to be before 1932. So technically, there is a chieftaincy dispute. But that is actually not the reason why the Kusasi criminals, the Kusasi bandits, the Kusasi tribe exported violent conflict to Binduri. The reason is very simple. Far from chieftaincy, the reason is very simple. They don't want to see Mamprusis in their own land. They want to claim Binduri as Kusasi land, just as they want to claim Boku as Kusasi land from the Mamprusis. So, in the heat of the unfortunate armed conflict in Boku tradition, in Boku town since 2021, the Kusasi bandits from Boku started moving to Binduri, attacking Mamprusis in their own land. So that is the genesis, the begin to the end. So that is the genesis of the insecurity issues, or the security issues, whichever way you want to permutate it. All right. Now, having given that genesis, let's do a little bit of history, just 2 minutes of history, to put things into proper context before we then continue our discussion on the security issues or insecurity issues, whichever way you want to take it. Now, as I indicated earlier on, Boku, 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 every day, Boku, every night, Boku, every minute, Boku. Boku is our land, as Kusasi will say. Boku is our land. Boku is this. Boku is that. But Boku is a younger sister to Binduri. Binduri is a younger sister to Sinibaga. Sinibaga is a Mamprusi settlement. It is in the Boku traditional area. It is the first Mamprusi settlement when the Mamprusis were leaving Zozugu, northeast region, as we're talking directly now, moving back to the origins of their ancestor, that is Nagbewa, moving back to the Boku area. Sinibaga was the first settlement of the Mamprusis. And this was during the era of the 10th Najiri of Mamprugu. If you want to start from Nagbewa, others will say the 9th Najiri of Mamprugu if you want to start from Tosogo. And then he is Na Atabia. Na Atabia reigned between the 1600 to the 1700, late 1600 to early 1700. And it was during his period that Sinibaga, Binduri, Boku, and other Mamprusi settlements were established in present-day Upper East region. Now, why did Na Atabia establish a settlement in Sinibaga? It was because of trade during the transatlantic trade between the North African, let me say, countries, right? Where Kurugu all the way to Gambaga and move through to Tamale, then to Ashanti region, and then all that before they get to the coastal areas, Cape Coast, and then Accra. So it was because of trade. And as the king of Mamprugu kingdom, Na Atabia wanted to protect the traders and also facilitate trading and also get generate revenue through taxation. So he established a garrison, a security post. This security post later on became a settlement area for the Mamprusis. After some time, Na Atabia realized that there is a need to enhance security and to expand the habitation of his kingdom. So another security post was established in what we now know as Binduri. Now, historians will tell you that the town we call Binduri today is not the original settlement. The original settlement, as historians will tell you, was known as Maliga. Now, Binduri has a unique history. So when the Mamprusis moved, some from Sinibaga, and then some from Zuzugu area to Binduri, present-day Binduri, actually, as I indicated earlier on, originally not present-day Binduri, it started from a settlement area called Malega, right? Then from there, they moved to about 3-4 other settlement areas before finally settling in what is today known as Binduri. The history is there. If I'm going to go into it, it will be too long, right? Now, the Garu area, the Kuguri area, Werkambo, and all that were part of the Binduri jurisdiction. That is to say, before we had settlements known as Garu, settlements known as Timpande, settlements known as Kuguri, settlements known as Werkambo, it was Maga and other areas, then Binduri. So, Garu, Timpane, Kuguri, and all that were all part of what was then the Binduri's jurisdiction. Again, as time went by, for the same reason, to enhance trade to enhance security and to enhance revenue, as well as expand the habitation of his kingdom, the visionary Na Atabia again saw the need to open a garrison, a security post in what we call today Boku. My dear brothers and sisters. So historically, Boku is junior to Binduri. Binduri is also junior to Sinibaga. We need to bring this historical context at play because a lot of people, government officials, politicians, including Kusasis, the third generation Kusasis, and all that, they only know about Boku. All they know is Boku is our land. All the politicians know is Boku is Kusasi land. When you want to say, they will say, oh, the Kusasis are the Tindanes. They are what and what and what. But Boku is just yesterday's child. Boku is just yesterday's child. Binduri is senior to Boku. Senebaga is senior to Binduri. Before Mamprusi settled in Boku, they settled in Binduri. Before Mamprusi settled in Binduri and Boku, they settled in Sinibaga. But as I explained earlier on, Boku has taken the limelight because of the paramountcy. And the paramountcy started in 1932 when my great-grandfather was elected the divisional chief, the head chief. In English, you could still use the word paramount or prominent chief among all the chiefs of the cantons. So initially, before 1932, Binduri Canton was independent in skin by the Nayiri. Boku was independent in skin by the Nayiri. Werkambo was independent in skin by the Nayiri. Senebaga was independent in skin by the Nayiri. Independence in the sense that all these traditional towns or cantons that they call them years back were directly skinned by the Nayiri. And I think it is time that the Binduri royals march to Nalirgu to meet their father, their grandfather for an enskinment. For an enskinment. That is not to say they are taking anything away from Nashirga. No. But listen, my dear brothers and sisters. Listen, my dear brothers and sisters. There are many ways of killing a cat. There are many ways of killing a cat. Anyway, so let's stop it there. Now, a little bit about the history. So when Na Atabia established Binduri as a settlement, a garrison, then later on a settlement, he enskined one of the sons of his predecessor, one of the Nayiris, Na Tampuri, as the chief of Senebaga. When he established Binduri also, it was the same thing. A son of Na Tampuri, one of the Nayiris, the late Nayiris, the son was enskined as the chief, the first chief of Binduri. So Binduri, there's no way that a Kusasi should be chief of Binduri. Even if a Kusasi is going to be chief of Binduri, that person must be enskined by the Nayiri, if he so desires, and not any other person beside the Nayiri, or he delegate that authority as he did in 1932 to the Bokunaba. Then, when Na Atabia established Boku, he then skinned his own biological son as chief. So let's put an end to the historical context here, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's listen to this video, and in the video, you see the Kusasis confirming that yes, Binduri is a Mamprusi settlement area.
Mamudu ne dizila ba kenyel ajo mama yeden tetese bana na wache te pobo soja bondo re bayaza kanam na nokote menpang kasoge na male kuti na kanam na kwe bondo kasoge na male kuti na te bana me mamudu ne kana yele katam da yite banga kamoro fitana la te bana ba ye yoma na se 2028 panela
My dear brothers, let me play the audio again. I'm going to make some commentary on it. Let me play the audio. And at the end of this, you will hear from this lady. She acknowledged that Binduri is a Boku settlement, right? Sometimes we say it, people don't want to believe it. The Kusasis know it deep in their heart, but they always try to keep it in their mouth. They don't want to say it. Well, circumstances always reveal things. This lady, in whatever motivated him to say whatever she was about to say, or she has been saying, or she was saying, she revealed the secret. All right, let me rewind.
Mamudu ne dizila ba kenyel ajo mama yeden tetese bana na wache te pobo soja bondo re bayaza kanam na nokote menpang kasoge na male kuti na kanam na kwe bondo kasoge na male kuti na te bana me mamudu ne kana yele katam da yite banga kamoro fitana la te bana ba mudu ba ye yoma na se 2028 panela no saga selan kana tegel fi diam na tengen balan guru fi diam na kana mo ta so guru la ni fi diam na mayal mamu ko tan kana ka funya bata tan kana yal mu ko
Rolo nubia ugsuri apoeram zalam ye no kwidi ni.
All right, my dear brothers and sisters, I'm forced to just briefly tell you what that gentleman and the lady said in the video. I'm using the word I'm forced because anyway, it's okay. So basically, in one sentence, or in one phrase, whichever way you wanna say it, the gentleman, in everything that he said, basically the highlight is that the Kusasis living among the Mamprusis in Binduri and the villages, the Kusasi villages around Binduri, that they don't want the military in Binduri. In a nutshell, that is what he said. They don't want the military in Binduri. So he was sending a message to the district chief executive to pass it through, to the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and to tell John Dramani Mahama that they, the Kusasis, they don't need military in Binduri Township. Now you'll be wondering why, right? Don't worry. Then the lady in also to chastise the district chief executive made mention that the district chief executive brought in military or provided security for his in-laws. Now, my investigation proved that the district chief executive for Binduri, he is a Kusasi. His wife is a Mamprusi. So the frustrated Kusasis, those who paraded themselves there, saying all sorts of things, particularly the lady, was accusing the district chief executive that she brought military or provided security or brought soldiers into Binduri for his in-laws. Of course, as we all know from history, Binduri is a Mamprisi settlement, and the district chief executive's wife is a Mamprisi. But is that true? Is that true that the district chief executive brought military in Binduri for the benefit of the Mamprisi alone? No. I will be reading to you a press conference held by Binduri, the Binduri youth, and some of the elders, of course, including Mamprugu Youth Association. We'll go into that. Now, let's listen to another video. Again, coming from the same Kusasis about Binduri and doing something different. Remember, that gentleman said they don't want the military, that the message should be sent to the president that they don't want military in Binduri, right? Okay, now let's listen to, or let's watch this video.
Inconvenience to travelers and residents alike. He called on the government to take immediate action to address the security situation. Speaking to the media, Akama Lucas, one of the youth leaders behind the exercise, explained that the road serves many communities and its closure has caused significant inconvenience to travelers and residents alike. He called on the government to take immediate action to address the security situation and restore peace to the area.
Today, we saw the need to gather here as youth of Binduri, simply to do some exercise that is going to aid our living in this particular part of the district. This particular road links from Boga to parts of Garu, Timpani, and that of Napanduri. And in the recent times, people have taken wholesale of this road and they have been attacking innocent people who use this road. So we have gathered this morning to clear off the bush. In this way, it will be able to provide some additional visibility so that anybody that is using this trek to those areas I have just mentioned above, Garu, Napanduri, and Timpani, will be able to see what is before them before they are able to pass through the road.
Another youth leader, Ayamba John, stressed that the exercise is not politically motivated but driven by concerns for the safety and well-being of citizens. According to him, what they are doing is not about NDC or MPP, but about ensuring that people can live and move about in peace and safety.
It is not only Kusasis who pass here. A lot of people who pass on this road. Even Kumasi passes. Some are from Chupungu, Napanduri, and other. So it is not only Kusasis who pass here. That is why we, the youth, have decided that we clear the place to be free. When you are coming from a distance and somebody is sitting somewhere, you will see the person. If it is that you return, then you return.
The youths are therefore calling on the government to establish a permanent security post in the area to safeguard road users. They believe that by working together, the community and authorities can create a safe and secure environment for everyone.
We urge the government of Ghana to position security personnel along the Abunda-Bazua stretch. With this, it will help combat and bring a lasting peace to the people of Binduri. Because looking at that stretch is a death trap where people are being killed. And as a result, it has created a lot of fear and panic to the people of Binduri constituency.
The youth-led initiative stands as a testament to the community's commitment to peace and stability in the district, With at least 4 innocent lives lost in recent attacks, the call for lasting peace and security in the area has become more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading a few comments and I realized that, yes, I think a couple of you are reminding me that the message from the Kusasi youth to the president was through the MP, not the district chief executive. Thank you so very much for the correction. You know, sometimes when I try to rush to rattle and then, make speed up things because of time, sometimes I get mixed up with some of these little facts. So forgive me. Anyway, so you listen to the first video that I played, where the gentleman was saying that they don't need military in Binduri, right? You listen to the second video where the same Kusasis are saying that they want security personnel to be stationed on the road that they decided to go and then do whatever they did there to enhance security. Now, I don't know what is happening on that road that they are worried about it. I don't know. I'm yet to go deep into the Binduri, the dynamics in Binduri. So my Binduri brothers, if you, whatever information you want me to know, please just send it to my WhatsApp message, my WhatsApp number. You should know it by now. So you listen to the two of them, then you realize that sometimes, you see, that is why it is difficult dealing with Kusasis. In a minute, they will tell you that they want chuonzafi with okra soup. In another minute, they will tell you that they want chuonzafi with stew. You can't get, there's a lot of confusing about them, among them, and everything about them, right? Now, let's pay more attention to the road. As I said, I don't know what is going on that road. I don't know what is happening, but they are worried. They are worried. And they're saying that that particular road leads you from Bolga to Garu, to Timpane, to Napanduri as well. It is the same as the Boku people will tell you that Boku, Bolga, Boku, Pulmakon, right? And Boku people are also worried about the Bolga Boku road. Why are they worried about the Bolga Boku road? Because Kusasis have taken it upon themselves to always hide along the road and be attacking innocent persons. Gonjes, the Gombes, Fulanis, Eves, Ashantis, Farfares, houses, Bazarames, Moshis, they don't care. So long as the vehicles is coming from Boku Township, where the Mamprises are, or coming from Bolga, getting into Boku proper, Boku Township, where the Mamprises are, they will attack you. They use that road as a bargaining tool to always threaten the government, threaten the Mamprosis, threaten the security that we don't want you to provide Mamprosis escort. We don't want you to allow the Mamprosis to perform their damba. If you do, we will make sure that that particular road, we will attack any vehicle, including you, the security men. And they've done that several times. The evidence is there. Kusasi bandits. Now you come to the Binduri area. As I said, I don't know what is going on there. I don't know why that particular road. This part, let me play the video again.
Speaking to the media, Akama Lucas, one of the youth leaders behind the exercise, explained that the road serves many communities and its closure has caused significant inconvenience to travelers. And
I don't know what is wrong about that road. Please, Binduri people, inbox me so that in case I'm doing my next program, anytime that I think is necessary to do a program on Binduri, I'll be able to speak to the facts, right? Whether it is Mamprusis who are also there terrorizing Kusasis or what, I don't know, right? But assuming that indeed it is Mamprusis who are there terrorizing Kusasis on that road, will you blame them? You will not blame them for two reasons. One, the Binduri people never got involved in violent conflict with Kusasis, or despite whatever was happening to their brothers and sisters in Boko. Because the Mamprusis everywhere are peaceful people, including the Boko Mamprusis. It's just circumstances. So the Binduri people are saying that, listen, we know our brothers are suffering in Boko. We know what Kusasis are doing to our brothers, but we don't want to get involved. If we get involved, the whole place will be ungovernable. So they decide to stay on their lane, in their little corner. Kusasis brought the conflict to them by attacking Nayoko. Then Binduri people were still sleeping. The Mamprusis in that area were still sleeping. Then the Kusasis enjoyed it. And they said, okay, we want to wipe all the Mamprusis here. Just like how we did to Mamprusis in Zabugo years back in the 1980s. So they started attacking the Mamprusis in Binduri town. The Binduri people took the heat for some time. They couldn't take the heat again. The kitchen was not hot for them. So they had to also do something. They had to defend themselves. I'm not speaking for them. They are speaking for themselves. I'll read you their press conference. But I'm making a point that even if it is Mamprusis who are terrorizing Kusasis on the road that the Kusasis are worried about, that they have to clear the bushes so that when they are passing the road and then they see somebody around the area, they can quickly turn back or whatever, right? The very road that they want, the government should provide security personnel. See, Kusasis, when you say opposite people, you don't understand. See, Boku Bolga Road, they are saying that the government shouldn't provide escort for vehicles. The government shouldn't provide permanent security posts along that road, right? When you come to Binduri, they are advocating for that. That's what I'm telling you. In a minute, Kusasi will tell you that they want tuonzafi with okra soup. The moment you go to the kitchen, you are preparing tuonzafi and okra soup. By the time you come out, they tell you that, oh, they want tuonzafi with stew. Okay, I'm told Gumyoko, not Nayoko, Gumyoko. The Kusasis went to Gumyoko and almost wipe away the Mamprusis there. Now, I should have made this known in the beginning. You see, since the the ordeal the Binduri people were going through under the Kusasis, Voice of Mamprugu never dedicated a program for our brothers and sisters. And we decided to hold on discussing Binduri for a good reason. But management of Voice of Mamprugu reviewed its policy and said, listen, we need to let our brothers and sisters from the Binduri district know that we are with them. I've received a lot of calls from Mamprugu youth. Na Lerugu, Gambaga, Wale Wale, Bimsi, you can name it. Nasir, including, of course, the almighty Boku people. Now listen, let the Mamprusis in the Binduri district know that they are not alone. We are with them. So, my Binduri brothers and sisters, this program, that's why Voice of Mamprugu is dedicating this program for you. We want you to know that you are going through a lot of challenges under the Kusasis. We understand how it hurts, how painful it is. We want to tell you that we are with you in prayers. God is with you. Mamprugu is with you. The Nairi is with you. And Mamprugu youth in general, we are with you. We want to give you that assurance. You must stand up for your own self-determination. You have to rule yourselves. You have to take yourself out of the bondage of the Kusasis. Remain peaceful, remain law-abiding, but do not succumb to their authority, to their whims and caprices. That is the message Mamprugu youth instructed me to pass to you. All right. My dear brothers and sisters, I want to highlight some of the things, if not all. I think all of the things in the Mamprusis press conference. And after that, I will play a video from a FM station from Dagbon about Kusasis. Now, before I go ahead to amplify whatever the Binduri Mamprusis, our brothers and sisters in Binduri, before I amplify whatever they said in their press conference, let me remind our cherished viewers, let me remind the Ghanaians, all of you listening to me, that when I say the Mamprusis and the Kusasi exported the conflict to Binduri, don't take it lightly. Let me explain. For almost 40 years, the violent conflict that was happening in Boku Township, their brothers and sisters in Northeast region, present-day Northeast region, were never bothered about what was happening to their brothers and sisters in Boku. Not that they don't love them, not that they don't care for them, but they understand the implication that if they get involved, it is going to be a complicated issue for any government to handle. So our brothers and sisters in Northeast region, Nalirgu, Walewale, Gambaga, Nakwandur, and all those places, they were just sitting down watching in pain. But the Kusasi took them as fools, as people who don't know that blood is thicker than water. So the Kusasi exported the conflict from Boku to the Northeast region. How? By stealing a horse belonging to two Mamprusis who were moving to the Sankasi area. They accosted them, took the horse from them, stole the horse, and went and gave the horse to their community chief, Aninchema, and then killed these two innocent Mamprusis from the Northeast region. And I did a program and I said, listen, Kusasi, you are taking this far. You are taking this far. Don't let Mamprugu get involved in what is happening in Boku. They never listen to my wisdom. Well, the rest is history, right? Good. It is the same way that they took the conflict from Boku to the Binduri people. Now, let's go to the press conference. The press conference was organized a few days ago, I think about 5 days ago, by representative and concerned citizens of the Mamprusi community in that part of the Boku traditional area, that is the Binduri district, together with the Mamprugu Youth Association Binduri chapter. They held a press conference to talk about injustices and the escalation of violence against Mamprusis in their own land over the past years. They said that there is a continuous harassment and physical attack, all unprovoked, targeting Mamprusis and killing them. They said this has worsened as a result of bias on the part of government institutions, security agencies, whose actions and inactions continue to embolden the Kusasi bandits. And remember, it is recorded in history that once upon a time, the Kusasis attacked policemen, attacked the Binduri police station, and almost set it ablaze. It is recorded in history. So when the Mamprusis are talking, they are talking with facts and evidence. They continued. These are a bunch of emboldened aggressors, talking about the Kusasis, who continue to carry their threats and attacks and get away with the atrocities with impunity. The same thing that the Boku people are complaining, the Boku Mamprusis are complaining. They said that the announcement of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a few months ago, saying that the government was moving away from maintaining peace into implementing peace. They said they cannot see it. Because if I may quote them, they said, the announcement by His Excellency of the shift from peacekeeping to peace enforcement was welcomed by all peace-loving and law-abiding citizens within the Boku and Boku Binduri enclaves, and brought a sign of relief and enhanced trust in government and its security measures to bring total calmness towards a lasting peace in the area. However, the recent events in the area have proven that the supposed peace enforcement is yet to be implemented, or it was just a case of the people of Boku and its enclave being hoodwinked. And it is a fact. It is a fact. They continue to say that attacks on Mamprasi communities in Binduri over the past 2 years, about 2 weeks, have increasingly become a daily occurrence, even in the midst of heavy military presence in the area. Armed Kusasi bandits believed to be coming from Boku, Bazua, and other Kusasi-dominated community in Binduri continue to advance towards the Binduri town. Into brackets, Mamprasi dominated every day in deadly attacks and burning houses, while the military remained helpless in rising to the occasion. We wish to bring to the attention of all that these bandits, as on several occasions and across various platforms, openly declared their intention is to stop at nothing until they attack and annihilate the entire Binduri township, along with a few members of other tribes such as the Bises, Moshis, Farfares, and Fulanis, and even including some Kusasi settlements. Yes, including some Kusasi settlement. It is true. It is just like a pig giving birth to a child and eating the pig and eating the child. Kusasis are like that. They even killed all their own people who tell them that, listen, what you are doing is not good. Stop it. My dear brothers and sisters, it is a lot. Let me just highlight few things and then go to their recommendation again, and then you compare the Mamprasi's recommendations to the Kusasi's recommendation. You see the difference between a warmonger and a landowner who wants peace in his land. Before I go to recommendation, let me highlight this. The Mamprasi's are saying that we want to send a very strong caution to these bandits that we reserve the right to protect ourselves. Even if the military fails to and will resist any further attacks, once you attack us unprovoked, you should be ready to defend yourself when we retaliate, rather than running to politicians and government for cover. A salute, Binduri. A salute. Let the Mamprasi in you come out. It's good to be law-abiding. It's good to be peaceful. But where your life is at stake, protect it, defend it, and preserve it. I've been saying this, or I've said this some time ago. There is no Kusasi in the entire Boku traditional area who spoke about peace more than me. There is no Kusasi in the entire Boku traditional area who stood against his own people to advocate for peace than I did. But I've come to learn that Kusasis don't want peace. And I've come to understand that I am not expected to talk about peace when the enemy is attacking and killing my own people. Peace doesn't work that way. Peace can only be achieved. Peace advocates can only make progress when both parties involved are ready to sit down and talk about peace at equal levels. One cannot be killing and one is talking about peace. I have come to learn that. Even though I knew my initiative years back was also not a bad idea. But we learn. And we must adapt to circumstances that warrant what action at that particular time. All right, anyway, let me repeat this quote again. We want to send a strong caution to these bandits that we deserve the right to protect ourselves, even if the military fails to, and will resist any further attack. Once you attack us unprovoked, you should be ready to defend yourself when we retaliate rather than running to politicians and government for cover. Mamprugu, let's stand together as we always did, as we've been doing since 2021. The Kusasis have an agenda against Mamprusis in the Boku traditional area. They have not succeeded in Boku. They have failed woefully. They can never do anything in the Boku traditional area to the Mamprusis. They have tried it 40 years. They haven't. Now they want to switch gear to our brothers and sisters in Binduri. We must not leave them alone in this. We must not leave them alone in this. My dear brothers and sisters, now let me go to the recommendations of the Mamprusis as contained in their press conference. But again, they mentioned something about the DCE here. So let me read that paragraph. They say, we say known, okay. I think they're talking about Kusasis. Now, let me just take my time to share this information. So that on Friday, October 10, 2025, we received reports of an invasion of military personnel in our area in the name of conducting a search and to arrest our peace-loving youth for no reason. We are concerned because many of our boys had to flee the Binduri township because of these calculated and constant raids to give room to the Kusasi bandits to attack us. About 30 minutes after the military, now talking about what happened on Friday, October 10th, when the military came to do search, conduct search for arms or whatever, right, and arrest the Mamprusis in Binduri. It said 30 minutes after that operation. When the military left, Kusasi bandits, as usual of them, began advancing towards the area with sporadic gunshots. We anticipated more of these unprovoked attacks, and until government begins to say no to the Kusasi manipulation and arrest these known culprits for peace to reign in Binduri. We say known, referring to the culprits. We say known because there are audio recordings and social media posts threatening political heads of the area in such as the district chief executive, the member of parliament for Binduri, and even the government, whom they continue to tout as their party in power. as though they are the only one or the only people voting for NDC. That is what the Kusasi, and that is a mistake the NDC politicians also do. Right now, but ladies and gentlemen, now let's go straight forward to the recommendation. The Mamprosis in their press conference made 8-point recommendation to the government. Point one, it says that the government should consider immediately establishing of permanent military and police posts in both Binduri Township and Gumyoko to ensure sustained security presence and rapid response to any threats. Number two, remember the even though the Mamprosis have concern about the military, they did not say the government should take the military out of the Binduri district because the Mamprosis still value the role of security when it comes to maintaining peace. The Mamprosis are peace-loving people. They are law-abiding. They just want to live life in peace, right? But the warmongers, the Kusasis, are saying that, oh, they should send away the military. They should send away the military. The government should come and take the military away. Government should take the military away for you to do what? To take your arms and attack people. That is very shameful of you. Number two, the Mamprosis in their press conference suggested that the government should implement effective and reliable military escort system from Bolagatanga to Boku, and Binduri, guided by a clearly defined timetable accessible to all. You see, the Mamprosis are always forward-looking. The Mamprosis always want to take initiative that will benefit everybody. But for the Kusasis, they always want anything and everything to benefit them alone. Point three, the Mamprosis in the press conference said, in the event that the escort system cannot be sustained, you see, they gave us a sin, and then they said, okay, you know what? Let's help the government again think, so that if plan A will not work for whatever reason, this is plan B. You see how intelligent the Mamprosis are. He said, in the event that the escort system cannot be sustained, the establishment of military man checkpoints every 3 kilometers along the Bolgatanga-Buku Pulmakom highway to guarantee safe passage for goods and services. Beautiful. Existing markets within the district be consolidated into safer centralized location. This will help minimize roadside ambush, as bandits will be deterred from indiscriminately attacking vehicles without knowing their occupants. Hey, God bless Mamprosis. God bless Mamprosis. Deployment of neutral, well-equipped and adequately supervised military. Point six, imposition of a strict down to dusk curfew in all conflict-prone areas within the Binduri district to curb the rising lawlessness and restore public confidence and safety. Point seven, independent and transparent investigation into the recent murders and attacks on 2 Mamprosi boys. The perpetrators must be brought to justice without regards to ethnic or political affiliation. Yes, I mean, when such things are not being done, that is why the Kusasis get emboldened. And that is why they say that, okay, our NDC is our party, as though they are the only one who votes NDC, right? NDC is our party, and we can do whatever we want to do. And I know President John Mahama is not like that. President John Mahama is not like that. At least he's not like Akufo-Addo. But if the president doesn't sit up, the Kusasis, the way they use Nana Akufo-Addo's hands to fetch feces, they will use, Mr. President, they will use your hands to do same. Regional minister, learn from Makwoyongo. Huh? You are in the office, regional minister. I respect you a lot, and I don't want to talk about you than to encourage you, than to support you. But my advice to you is that be careful with the Kusasis. Be careful with the Kusasis. Learn from Makwoyongo. Last but not the least, it said immediate cessation of all forms of security harassment, intimidation, and discriminatory profiling of Mamprusi youth and community leaders. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Last paragraph. We call on the government to act swiftly and impartially to prevent the situation from degenerating further. Continuous neglect and unequal treatment of any ethnic group undermines our national unity, threatens peace and development, and risks igniting broader conflict. That is the Mamprusis for you. We've listened to the Kusasis. They are saying that, oh, take the military away. Let's take the military away, and then for you to go and do what? Again, yeah, but they will not say they should take the military away from Gingande. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to bring tonight's program to an end by playing. This is a must listen video that I'm going to play it from one of the FM stations from Dagbon. It is about those of you who don't understand Dagbani. It is about the Kusasis banditry. One time they accosted a vehicle loaded with goods entering Boku or heading towards Boku, where the Mamprusis are. The Kusasi bandits stopped this vehicle, stole the goods in the vehicle, and set it ablaze. The vehicle belonged to a Dagomba. The Dagombas took the matter up and reported to their authority, the traditional authority. They also wrote letters to their MPs. You listen to it in the video. Those of you who don't understand the Bani, I'm just summarizing, I'm just highlighting what he said before I play the video. They even invited the Kusasi leaders in the Tamale area and then laid a complaint before them. The Kusasi leaders said they will make sure that they got a vehicle back to the owner, and that they should give them 2 weeks to sort themselves out. It is almost a year now. So the Gombe youth, listen, we can't tolerate this. We can't let this misbehavior of the Kusasi continue with impunity. We cannot let a fellow Dagomba man who's toiled to buy his car for business purposes, to feed his family, to bring prosperity to Dagbon, just for Kusasi to put it ablaze, and then we sit down unconcerned. No. If we do that, it means that we are not each other's keepers. And the Mamprugu, let's learn from this. So they took the matter up, and recently there were 2 vehicles loaded with cattle heading towards Boku. The Dagombes also accosted it, and seized it. The vehicles do not belong to the Kusasis, but the cattle belongs to Kusasis. The Dagombes didn't put the vehicles ablaze because, like Mamprusis, Dagombes too, all descendants of Nagbiwa, they are very smart. They are very intelligent. They don't do stupid things until you do stupid things towards them, right? So they didn't set the the vehicles ablaze. They said, listen, we have your cattle with us. The cattle are here. Bring our car and then we'll release your cattle to you. It's as simple as that. So long and short of the story, that's what you'll be listening to in this video.
Barnana kabzana nang da sahi kakago union ma kabsabai bana nzanti police commander military commander ngun commander kamza hanin da ye kamza ha MP kamza ha bra sabti tulu ya'lamuna MP ma bra sabta baza kasabti regional minister nsabti mayor nsabti banima bra sabti almost everybody karlapta fo this much and lecture out point bala yung mata za sa ko jimi to wo na bum na ba lor da bayi ta na dan kan dana so inda nya ngundi ya med zan da videos ma pana ka so kam za hanya ba lor da bayi ai boko polo lor da bayi yung wona dagbam ben sa bala yung la ban na sakpang ba man ka ba nyoma sa bala yung ma lor kara da bayi kiyarenu inta table kago wala ma kar lor ni shanyin na shabban sabbi lor na mafuni kan na bihi baba zuba bran wala dagban so lor boku kabe ne bi bedal lor ma bagbe wala lor nam lapsi kab sabbana ti kab bagar ba yung ma kab sata bahla lor nam ma ban na sazan su'roma kartinya la na yab zuhna tizobli lorin yinga kaza yinga ma min yenu ofinsu nir lori ama karlenya la boku
My dear brothers and sisters, I'll continue with the video, but there is something important that I need to share from one of our brothers from Binduri. You know, I did mention that the route where the Kusasis said they went and cleared and then they are scared to use the road. I did say that I don't know whether, I mean, what is going on? I don't know who is terrorizing them, right? I really don't know what the problem is. So this person sent me a message saying that, let me read word to word. It said, the point is that those women who spoke are at Avondago, and that is the same alternate route leading to Garu and even Pusiga, now that they stopped passing to town. So that particular route is where the Kusasis now use to Pusiga, now that they can't or don't want to pass Boku Township because they don't want business to come to the Boku Township. They don't want to see Kusasis and Mamprusis mingling together, rejoicing and doing trade together. So they decided that, okay, no Kusasi should do anything in Boku Township. So if you are in Pusga, if you are in Sabungari, and you even want to come to highways, which will take you about, let me say, Sabungari to highway will take you about 10 minutes, even on a motorbike. They are saying that don't do that, right? So pass through this road, which will take you about 30 minutes to get to highways, right? So this person is telling me that that particular road is the alternate road that the Kusasis use to get to Pusiga, as well as Garu. Now it continues. The There have been series of robbery going on at that stretch since time passed by their own people. They attack vehicles there to rob them in the name of using the proceeds to support their cause, which is fighting against Mamprugu, so the vulnerable ones are not happy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But anyway, so that was what I just a message that I just received that I think I needed to share with you. So let's continue with the video, ladies and gentlemen.
Karaji. So kaban je ni ni'ma ba can shel hallo man ma ban bor ba lor na ban ye ni'ma ka cha ba zang ba lor nam can to ama ni'ma ban malgra na ma ba psilgum bala yuma kurugo pina yi zang hallene zuwa kurugo pina yi to ana yilde ka vile tinjar fo washington nang da man bala ka balasi yom ka kusanna nan bambi kyon ka balasa taba na lor na man kana na yile polan pamba ka balasa taba kana ban ma ka balasa taba kana na yilma yeto amana repilga chana kuma na difila shale dan nan malajibsi wayani yamman nan nan wa ma na baso ba palgi na domin ne zaba ngoye to ne cho gupyanara bole bankusa nan bambiyan wana ta table bambiya bo polo ne mamparna ne ma ne bra bole bana gupyana yiti yelba ne den nan da ma babo borle ya'lun wana na ma ne lul kam ne mal biyar sibe yel kar ku wum ma ne den ce kabratin yolori shel bahba ma wula kar yara mar yara man ne basati ne bra nyolori be kalala ne rezo biyan soham lor ma ne yipolo بانسورو لور ماني يبولو اما بهين مندل سامبان تتابل تزاها تويتي جي لور ماني يبولو بوندا تشكا ترافم بقنا بوندي تشكا لور باي تو عكارك بي تشرا يوب دنغارما كانم فو على هل كرت باردن بارشامو بومبون بجمني غولمو تيان بيبي غول سومم بي بونا نبم تشكا لور ما يبولو كا بوليس كوماندا باز تعالى نربو زاها انت تابل كوسانا نمو تشان police station ngati yelba nta haba fila puni bamini apa is regional all those who matter in apa is yalma bammin ba pundi fila ka gbaza baba na zanchan golon tien kibe gol so ngbe puni bambolor mashi to bohmi yimma na wonni wite ka ban sag bahma ka ban zan hankali kyer puni zo ami tin yarlabi dinin cikan ya yar butuna tin yi reactive leaders da butuna ta jiya ne yallata nan na ka tin kyar da punni da yan mallame da tumni yallmati yan kana zaha ka ta tale da bambiyar ne da pama ngarzan mababi kalala wati ka hanunu ka pa mor mo zan abah mun zaha da pa kala yu'ma da zu'iyan suhla tudu ya alwana yalli kana yal zallin yale tarjiya ne biti yal ne kama wo dranan ya yel bi'an yele trejiya de zahar tun te zoka te tour le soleil yel vialiyan kana yin pang me ma ka te pense to ko nan to le soleil nkpaleji yel bi'an yele kana che ka te to le soleil nguka ta da nangbo din che kamilaya ya tuturi ya alwana kpamba regional minister nim yalan le nang malajib sin yang so kam. You are the regional security council chair nya kan zo nan ma can ta mun interviews banda yele to ashanga the time regional minister of South Africa he spoke to me kayal bin yambo na pon shanga ta'ala bin yarma min burngol sa nti won yi South Africa ma kuna na bohala la nirbuma bon chaitlan non no so bi yel bashale nuwa bayyal mani zancen bakwai da bai da bata tin jeshel nan banda tun da bagar ma za so bagarge so yir gulmin tin jeshel matan nan katnan yina ta arabe kalala sabbi an balakar zon ila ba yar ma
Mamprugu, This is what I will say to you. A word to a wise is enough. A word to a wise is enough. I'm proud of the Dagombes for this particular initiative. I'm proud of Mamprusis, but I think we are sleeping. I think the patriotism, the sense of standing up, taking necessary measures to protect ourselves, our brothers and sisters, to fight for ourselves. That spirit is no more. We need to sit up. We need to sit up. You see, sometimes I don't want to talk because I am a plain talker. I am a straight shooter. I say it as it is, with conviction, with faith, without fear or favor. So if Mr. A, I believe, can do A, B, C, and he or she is not doing, I'll talk. But the danger is that I'll be seen as the enemy. I'll be stepping on that person's toes. Why am I saying this? When you listen to our brother and sister, our brother, about our brothers and sisters, the Dagombes, the initiative that they took, holding their politicians accountable, their MPs accountable, their leaders accountable. We need you to sit up and do this. Now, come to Mamprugu, come to Northeast region. Hold a municipal chief executive or a district chief executive or a regional minister accountable. Hey, then some people will say that you are inciting the youth against leaders. You see, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. We don't want to do the work, but we want to progress. You cannot sit at one place wishing for progress and progress will come. No. You need to get up and do something. You need to always think ahead of time. You need to be proactive. You need to come together. You need to support each other. You need to take every little problem collectively and solve it. A word to a wise is enough. Again, if I have offended anybody for the way I just spoke, please forgive me. I want peace. Good night, and God bless us all. Peace.